Congressional correspondent Dana Bash is on the Hill. She's watching this story for us. Dana, the Bush administration is warning of some major consequences, ramifications if the full House moves forward with this legislation.
They sure are, Wolf. You know, the small but very vocal Armenian American community, they have been lobbying Congress for decades to call the mass killings actually genocide. In the past, congressional leaders simply have not voted for it because of that kind of pressure from the Turks and from President's Democrats and Republicans and the intense lobbying from high-powered lobbyists that the Turks hired in order to do that. But that pressure is not swaying the Democratic leaders now running Congress.
Mass killings of Armenians by the Turks took place nearly a century ago. So why is the House moving to label it genocide now?
Because now is never a good time. And all of us in the Democratic leadership have supported, are reiterating Americans' acknowledgement of a genocide.
Defiant Democratic leaders say they view this as part of their mandate, restoring America's moral authority around the world.
When the Turkish government says there was no genocide of Armenians, we have to set them straight.
For Foreign Affairs Chairman Tom Lantos, fighting for human rights is personal.
You escaped 2 labor camps in Hungary.
Yes.
And you were how old?
Well, by that time I was 16.
He is the only Holocaust survivor in Congress.
I feel that I have a tremendous opportunity as a survivor of the Holocaust to bring a moral dimension to our foreign policy.
Lantos pushed the symbolic resolution calling Armenian killings genocide despite intense pressure against it from the Bush administration. He dismisses Turkish warnings this could jeopardize U.S. relations with Turkey, a critical Mideast ally that insists the Armenian deaths were not genocide.
What if it says, you're not going to be able to use our airspace anymore, or you're not going to be able to use our country to get critical supplies to the men and women who are fighting in Iraq?
Well, with all due respect to the Turkish government, the Turkish-American relationship is infinitely more valuable to Turkey than it is to the United States. The Turkish government will not act against the United States because that would be against their own interests. I'm convinced of this.
But the chairman of the House Armed Services Committee disagrees, and that Democratic chairman, Ike Skelton, wrote this letter to the Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, which CNN has obtained, and in it, he warns that the Armenian resolution could actually hinder the Democrats' chief goal in this Congress, and that is bringing troops home from Iraq. He says that is because Turkey, of course,